Ticket to Gridania, please.
I will also take that ticket to Gridania.
So it's like 195 to travel in the realm that I already was over to like the next area. How much is it to travel to different realms, or is it the same price?
Oh. But you can make it cheaper.
Aye.
So what I do is I register each of the cities as a favorite point. You can do 3 of them. And then you're going to talk to Geely.
You'll say about the hatching tide. This goes available for a limited time.
This is where you started.
Hatching tide is upon us once more. I hope the season finds you an excellent fiddle. My name is G. Alifo, and I lead this annual celebration. It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance. May I ask your name? Name's Cretaceous. Cretaceous, I hope in the beginning of a firm friendship. Well, I have your attention. Allow me to expound upon the nature of this year's festives. Hatching Tide has its origin in the days before the 7th Umbral Calamity, when the 12 stages of an era past appeared before me in a startling vision. I've been visited by such dreams ever since, and this year was no exception. I saw a great mass of eggs, as vivid as those before you now, floating aloft onto the heavens. Making dreams manifest has never failed to lend wonder to the Hatching Tide before. Needless to say, I intend to bring my latest vision to life. Speaking of which, those eggs I commissioned ought to arrive any moment now. Oh gee, it's a disaster! The cart toppled over en route. Thankfully the jar was unscathed, but I can't say the same for the eggs. Good heavens, I'm glad to hear about the poor jar was unharmed, but without the eggs, how are we supposed to breathe life into my dream? But just don't worry, I'll simply fashion some more eggs myself. The great quantity required will take time, and we're already facing at least a minor delay at this point. I can assign someone to help you. Alas, the dreamers are busy enough as it is, and I must see the schedule's alteration myself. But wait, Cretaceous, perhaps you'll give us a hand. It's a pleasure to meet you, Adventure. I hope you'll consider helping us get Hatching Tide back on track. Thank you. The first order of business will produce more of the unnecessary egg supplies for the merchants. Suppliers should be in the market. He's a burly fellow, so he won't be difficult to spot. We can only hope he has enough stock.
Ba-da-da-da-ba-da-ba.
That's what I need. Ah! The other burly one. Ah, you're that dreamer who was here before, ain't she? So what happened was our eggs got broken. Right old mess, and to be sure. Afraid I'm all out of supplies you need, though. Oh, really? Is there nothing you do for us? Well, I do have some tiny old odds and ends or surplus wares that you might all use if you want them. They're all yours. Might not be exactly what you need, but I'm sure you cobble something together with these. The storage fees were eaten into my profit. I mean, I'd rather see them put to good use. When I ordered the initial batch of supplies, I remember thinking what kind of fellow he was. It certainly proved me right. Anywho, we better take stock back of what he's given us. See, the leather looks durable. We have some metal springs and rings that could do a mechanism of some sort, and these lengths of the timber could be cut down into more portable sizes. I think the herbs and the resins are used to concoct water repellent alchemical solutions. Never tried it myself, but there are a few times for everything. Besides that, there are plenty of bits and bobs. We shouldn't be no trouble when it comes to decorations. Unfortunately, we won't be able to recreate the eggs Jill Hill saw in her dream with these. We can make something far easier to get off the ground, though. Paracels. The trick will be making them look eggy enough. The round object looks like an egg. Far away, it's science. The shell makes the egg, as they say. Do they say that any road we should paint them? Great! With festive patterns on our outer canopies and a convincingly eggy structure, the paracels might just be worthy for replacement. Paracels are a slight more fitty than your standard egg, though. We just need the two of us. Production will be far too long. So we'll need to enlist further help, but just as you did with you. Signed it with you. Unfortunately, the guild artisans should be less likely to balk at a request for paracels parts rather than rush order for Myrod's eggs, particularly if we supply the materials. Let us first visit the Leatherworks Guild, and I'm sure they'll be able to transform the leather into something fit for a canopy. So the adventurous assistant Nonota spoke of, she was just informing me of your plight. Many of our apprentices are looking forward to the Hatching Tide celebrations. You shall have the guild's aid. Though I'm afraid we lack some of the resources needed to work your leather into the paracels canopies. The material is water resistant to a degree, but nonetheless porous. Untreated, it will degrade over time and begin to rot, but our stock of coating is perilously low at the moment. As water repellent you're after, say no more. We just have to have the necessary ingredients so I can make its preparations. In the meantime, would you take the timber over to the Carpenter's Guild and request that they craft the parasol frame? We made up at the Black Rabbit's Trader's Stall anon. The assorted timber to Beaton. You stand like a frightened schoolchild. If you need something, speak. Here's your box of goods, mister. You would have us undertake this task with how little time we have left until Hatching Tide. Very well. The younglings in the Archon Orchard are await the festivals. For this sake, no effort will be spared in the paracels preparations. We shall commence the work right away and let your associates know that the Carpenter's Guild has the matter in hand. Just everything went well with the Carpenter's Guild. I've just placed an order for the alchemical solutions and a few other things besides. The next step will be to piece all the parts together into a prototype parasol. I'll bring the prototype over to Jill once it's finished, so you can go ahead and wait with her. Welcome back, Cretaceous. You'll be pleased to hear, and I've adjusted the schedule to accommodate our little mishap. And all is set to proceed. How about fare the eggs? Substituting paracels for eggs. What a wonderful idea. I can hardly wait to see what Nonald cooks up for the prototype, though we must wait. Designs roll. Oh. We will surely be along any moment now. Sorry to keep you both waiting. Allow me to present you with the very first Archon Egg Parasol. Actually looks pretty nice. What a fine example of ingenuity. It's magnificent. I'm so glad you're approved. With your blessing, I'll begin producing more to distribute. Meantime, we find ourselves at loose ends. We cannot let Nonota outstrip us in a Hatching Tide spirit. There must be more we can do. Better show off your parasol to the townsfolk. Perhaps we can drum up the crowd with a promise of gifts. But of course, we ought to promote our newest addition to the festivities, but we tell even a few Gradinians that the gorgeous occurrence will be available to those who celebrate with us word will spread across on its own accord. That in mind, I shall keep mine unfurled and on display. Use your adventurous instincts to identify those who must need the egg-themed accessories. Let's see here. There's always basic forward to potential celebrants. Wait, what? Does not accompany a keeper at your side in order to proceed with the quest objective. Leave Jill behind by entering different areas or speak with her and selecting the option to part ways. If you wish to have Jill accompany you again, return and speak with her at the original location. While you accompany, you may encounter conversation points along the way which offer additional topics to discussion. To the glowing area and speak with your quests companions to initiate these bonus conversations. Enjoy exploring your surroundings together.
Surprise!
We dreamers are responsible for all decorations you see throughout the city. Take the basket over there, for instance. I came up with the idea that No worked her magic to create the final product. Save man of you must have told me where I might have acquired a resplendent parasol like to your own. We're actually tired of it, of course. How about it? Will you join us at the amphitheater? We delighted a true connoisseur of eggs, both of decorative and edible. I attend a noodle in hopes of glimpsing a void perfection, and this parasol surpasses my ever imagining such elegance, such egginess. And the parasol is absolutely delightful. It's not often that you see that level of craftsmanship paired with such decorative flair. This might be the finest egg-inspired apparel that I've seen. Might I ask who was responsible for this masterpiece? The Leatherworks Guild, the Carpenters Guild, the Black Rabbit Traders, and our Dreamers all had the parts to play, and if you join us in celebration, Hatching Tide could receive one just like it. I should have known the guild's artisans were involved. If it means getting my hands on a parasol, I'll be more than happy to take part in my festivities. Suppose that adorable parasol fashioned after the Archon egg. Exquisite, isn't it? Just us at the Atmosphere, you will receive one just like it. For years I have searched for a parasol as darling as an egg, getting sunburned and soaked by turns, and you offer me one free of charge. 'Tis a Hatching Tide miracle. You should go and see how many attendees are gathered at the amphitheater. Feel free to join us when you have a moment. Look, Crusaders, is the sight of the parasol simply marvelous. Looks fantastic. You should also give us one to show off. Eggs held aloft just in my dream. Hooray! We did it, Jill. Certainly did. Shall we officially declare the Hatching Tide a success? Hold that thought. You've yet to see the half of it. See you later, buddy. I'm not sure I follow. Quite a few of my customers asked us about your parasols, more than uncomfortably gather here, and in fact, nevertheless, I took the liberty of handing out the stock to those who came inquiring. How much is left with this stall with a smile on their face and a parasol in hand? The whole city is washed in floating eggs. That's incredible to think that the parasols are bringing joy even beyond our celebration. Wait, Jill! There's one in the same, aren't they? The celebration has spread across the city, borne by a great mass of floating eggs. You're right, I was intent on gathering the people here, but the eggs in my dream are far too numerous to contain one place. They're all meant to be seen afar and wide. Our original plan met with misfortune was a blessing in disguise, for we've touched the hearts of more people than I dare to imagine. There is no doubt in my mind that this will go down as a Hatching Tide to remember. Black Rabbit traders shall continue distributing parasols to those who ask. They may be free of charge, but they're drawing business in spades. Nonoda told me how to assemble them, so I can prepare as many as necessary. Truly, where would we be without your ingenuity, Nonoda? I've done it without your adorable adventure. I've done it without your able adventurer. Well, that reminds me, I have something for you, Cretaceous. That's the very second parasol I ever made, after Chihil's, of course. I thought it's fitting that you receive it. The eggs are left in the city. That's all that's left to enjoy the festivities. May you work hard to be finished, Cretaceous, but Hatching Tide most certainly hasn't. Called an egg parasol, finished in a striking yellow and golden trim, this accessory provides exceptional protection against all but the worst of downpours. Used to unlock the Archon egg parasol. Okay, so from here, click use. Ah, there we go. Oh, down here at the bottom, fashion accessories. You and enable auto umbrella.
Yeah, if you do that, you'll pull it out whenever it rents. That's where you get this fireworks. They're 19 a piece. I know, steep price.
Anything else I can buy?
No, that's it.